If you've ever built an iOS app, chances are you ended up on Stack Overflow at 2 a.m., copy-pasting answers you barely understand, hoping something magically works. That used to be the default, but now there's ChatGPT. It's fast, it's conversational, and it feels like having a personal SwiftUI mentor on call. So, which one actually helps you build better apps, faster apps? In this video, we are putting ChatGPT and Stack Overflow head-to-head, and the results might surprise you. Make sure to check out SwiftUI Prompt Camp. More on this later in the video. The link for a huge discount is in the description. Okay, so today I'm going to compare ChatGPT with Stack Overflow. And it's going to be quite simple for today. We are going to have some questions I have already prepared here. And we're trying to do it the old-fashioned way with Google Stack Overflow. And then we're going to ask ChatGPT about it. So my first question would be how to use @observable instead of @stateObject in SwiftUI. So it's iOS 17 plus. It's one of the many questions that come with the newer versions of SwiftUI. And this comes up quite a lot. So I'm just going to copy this question out and let's just paste it into Google. Let's just see what happens. So just right over there, and yeah, Stack Overflow comes up first, which is most probably you're going to have different search results, of course, because of your search history. But I usually go, or went, I would rather say, to Stack Overflow, and this is what I would do. You know, just have my questions and for answers 1 year ago. 1 year is fine because it's well, why use @observable object when you might as well? And I can't see what's going on. So what I usually do is open in a new tab. When you might as well use @stateObject. Yeah, this is not the actual question that I asked. It's not about @observable object. It's about @observable. But let's just see, maybe there is some better. No, it's always yeah, it's @observable. So this is not quite a good one. So the first one wasn't what I wanted. When should I use @state and an @observable view model? Now this might be the one. Yeah, let's just open this. When should I use @state with an @observable view model in SwiftUI? And it's closed. Okay, that's okay. Why not? Let's just see. So when exactly do I need to wrap @observable view model in @state? Yeah, this is just about @observable. It doesn't really show me what's the difference between the state object and observable object. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I do. So it takes a lot of time. I need to go through and read them and just search for maybe the latest answer. So I just scroll all the way down. As you can see, the latest answer was downvoted in this particular question and answer. Yeah, so I'm going to give it one more go. Migrating from the observable object protocol to the maybe this one will be good. It's from the Apple developer. Yeah, migrate from the observable object protocol to the observable macro. Yeah, now this would be great. Yes, so use the macro. Yes. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Observable object, and then we have just observable. So this is just one change, and then the other one is that. The publish, we're just going to remove it. As you can see, it's just book, and then book. We just remove that public. Yeah, so basically this is how we migrate. It doesn't really state what's going on with @stateObject, but you know, the observable object was declared as state object. Maybe I already know this. But yeah, this is quite a good example of I can really understand and know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at this on my search. Let me just copy and paste again into ChatGPT. I'm just going to do the same thing. How to use @observable instead of @stateObject in SwiftUI iOS 17 plus. SwiftUI Prompt Camp is now open, built for developers who want to learn faster and smarter. Forget endless tutorials. This camp shows you how to actually master SwiftUI by learning how to prompt AI like a pro. It's not about copying code, it's about thinking better, building quicker, and debugging with confidence using ChatGPT. You will join me live on Zoom for 4 weeks of focused, high-impact learning. By the end, you'll have a real skill set, a repeatable system, and full control over your SwiftUI journey. The first 5 students get in for just $199. That's 90% of the regular $2,000 price. Seats are going fast. Click the link below to grab yours now. Let's hit it. Okay, in iOS 17 Plus, SwiftUI introduces the new observable macro. It is designed to replace the state object and observed object in many cases, making your code cleaner and more efficient. Okay, when to use? You want to observe the model. Yeah, so it's really, really nice. When to use it? You're in iOS 17 Plus, yes. When you want a lighter automatic version of observable object and published, yes. Key differences. Let's just see. Ownership. View owns the object. View observes but does not own, yes. Retains object, yes. And no, because this is really, really important. It's much more powerful that way. Requires observable object published, yes. No, it doesn't require that because, it's the new observable. SwiftUI aware. Yes, lifecycle management, manual, automatic, safer in many cases. Yes, indeed. So let's see the old way. Yes, we have the content model, and I believe it's just going to be the same thing that we saw on Apple's site. Yes, observable, and we just removed the published. Okay, let's just see important content must live outside the view. Yes, indeed, it must live outside the view. Great. Here we go at state. And why not to use the observable? If you need to share the same model instance across multiple views, consider creating a model elsewhere and passing it down. Yeah, so it does not talk about the environment, so you can set it up as environment, but this is a really good start. And as you can see, I just gave it the question and it just did whatever I just need to go through Stack Overflow questions and then, Google search answers. And then finally found something that I know it's quite good for my taste, but ChatGPT did it. Let's give it another try. Let's see. How to make a sticky header in scroll view in SwiftUI. Let's just see that. I'm going to close this one and give it another go with Google. Okay. So, there's a blog post by Big Mountain Studio. I really trust him. And there are also videos, which is really nice. Let's just go for Stack Overflow. Blog posts are really great. And this is part 5. Okay, this might be a series. And blog posts are really long. They are written to be long. Yeah, let's just not go over here. You need to sign in. Let's just see. Let's just go for Stack Overflow. Usually previously, when I heavily used Stack Overflow, I just went in Stack Overflow and just tried to get an answer. So SwiftUI scroll to sticky header without using list. On list, I didn't say that. Yeah, list. Yeah, maybe you want to go for a scroll view. Yes, indeed. Okay. So using lazy VStack with sections and pinned headers. And I believe that's the answer basically. Now this was pinned views, section headers. I believe here you need to have an array, but I'm not quite sure. If just copy and paste this into your code, that would be great. Okay, I believe that's it. That is the answer. Now, this was a quick one. Yeah, sometimes you do get it. And of course, this is because I do actually know the answer right over here. But this is actually a good answer because it has a GIF right over here that it says, okay, here we have our sticky header. Okay, let's do the same with ChatGPT. Okay, how to make a sticky header in a scroll view in SwiftUI. So Yes, scroll view, again, lazy VStack with the section and header modifier. Let's just take a look at the code. But the simplest and most robust way in iOS 7 especially is to use the section entire. Yes. Let's just see the sticky header view. Scroll view, VStack. Yeah, as you can see now here we have this inside an array, which I kind of presume that it should be. And here we have our header view. I believe this is kind of an outdated API, but nonetheless it should work. And let's just see the one with the geometry reader. Oh yeah, geometry reader. This is going to be really complicated. Now this is previously ones we didn't have. So we have an offset right over here. Yeah, maybe you do want to support earlier versions. We did not have that with the Stack Overflow answer. And most probably, as I take a look at it, it looks really great. So yeah, I try to do the questions that I don't actually need to put in Xcode to just test. Yeah, so yeah, iOS 17 specific API, scroll view content margin. Yeah, that's also, didn't we have that? Okay, yeah, I think this is fine. We can go in deeper, but let's just have a third one, which is kind of a little bit. Yeah, I think this will also be kind of a tricky one for ChatGPT. How to animate between two views in SwiftUI without navigation link. So let's see what we got over here. So custom transition between screens. My very own stunning animation with SwiftUI. Yes, this is the one where we're animating like the app store does. So we just click on it and just go, yeah, maybe you want to check it out. But yeah, we don't have time for our own video. How to transition between two views without navigation view. Okay, that's kind of what I asked. Let's just see if that is indeed what we are looking for. Okay, so let's take a look at some answers. Move your if push. There is. Okay, so yeah, now we are having here a Z stack. And we are having a vertical stack. And if we set the push to true, then we are going to set the sub view, and we are going to use the transition view modifier asymmetric, which means that it's just going to do the animation when we are also setting the push back to false, and then move edge from theming, removal, move edge, trailing. Yeah, this is a good one. You know, it's fine, but it does not include navigation. You know, the navigation bar. It's kind of okay. This is a good starter. Let's see what's going to happen if I ask ChatGPT over here. To animate between two views in SwiftUI without using, you can use if plus with animation and transition. I believe this is the one, yes. And first view, second view, and this isn't using the async one, it's just going to move the edges from leading and trailing. Animation, easy and out. Yeah, this is a good one, really nice. Key idea, Z stack, transition, and the with animation. It's basically kind of the same thing that we had. And yeah, here is the custom transition. Yeah, asymmetric. Yeah, it gives us more push style animation. Yes, let me know if, other things to do if I want to move forward. Yeah, I believe both were great. Again, with ChatGPT, we just got the answer instantly. Here, we needed to search and be a better judge. This is kind of like finding a treasure. I know it's kind of more moderated and all of that stuff, but yeah, it's kind of okay. The examples, there are not many good examples, and the explanations kind of tend to not be as good as with ChatGPT. Furthermore, we may ask follow-up questions right over here. Of course, you may ask a question or comment or whatever on the post, but you have to wait for it. You might not get back an answer. or at all. Here you can just have a follow-up. Now, if you like these types of tutorials about ChatGPT and SwiftUI, go ahead and check out SwiftUI Prompt Camp. A link in the description has a huge discount. And also, this video has been sponsored by Tenjin ROI one-on-one. Their link is also in the description below.